I think I can confidently say that this has been probably one of the most entertaining playoffs that I've seen in a long time, mostly because I'm not seeing the same teams over and over and over again. Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I'm Will.
And today we're going over the divisional round preview. That's scary. We only have a couple more weeks of this. What the heck? Where'd the time go?
It
Um,
has been a year. Has
it's
been a
been
year.
a year. It's been a
Yes.
year. We can say that. But we
Yes.
have some pretty fun matchups coming up real fast.
We do.
This is going to be exciting. Um, Obviously, we'll start off with our two Saturday games. We'll do the first one first, obviously. We got the Bills and Broncos kicking us off for divisional round weekend. Obviously, the Bills beat the Jaguars as last year, or not last year, last week. Um, the Jaguars put up a pretty good fight, but ultimately they just, you know, had a couple bad mishaps and they lost. So now we have the Bills representing one of the spots in the divisional round for the AFC. And then we have the Broncos, who have yet to play a game in the playoffs yet under Bo Nix and Sean Payton.
Well,
So I'm curious
no,
to
they played.
see what we
They played
get.
last. They played last year.
That's true, but like
Actually,
this
I.
year under this team.
Yeah, ironically, last year they played the Broncos played the Bills last year, and that was what bounced them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So this is kind of a
oddly enough,
revenge game. So
that it
this is
is.
it's a different Broncos team. I can tell you that. So now it's just a battle of who is more consistent and who is actually going to show up. Because there's been a lot of issues with the Bills, particularly with them not showing up to certain games, and then recently the Broncos have not been consistent. Still great defense, but the offense has been a little stagnant. Um, so I guess we'll just get to see who does better uh, this Saturday. Um, Obviously, um, certain people have different opinions about this, but I already have my pick going into the AFC Championship. Um,
Hmm.
Broncos country, you're not going. I have the Bills. I have the Bills winning this one because we've mentioned this before. The Bills are either a one and done team or they're going all the way.
Hmm.
I think they're going all the way. This Josh Allen is hungry. He wants this Super Bowl if he can get to it. Um, and I think they will get it. I don't think Bo Nix is quite ready. Um, like he's still good. Don't get me wrong. He's just not elite right now. Um, I think it's just going to be a combination of we get to see who truly is better and who's, you know, not ready. So, uh, yeah, I'll let you get to your take on this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a. I think it's a really good matchup. I think this is the better. I like these two teams more. I have a lot more faith in these two teams as far as being Super Bowl or like AFC representatives in the Super Bowl. Uh, yeah, there's been some concerns with Bo Nix and this offense, just not being like quite consistent enough. We've seen the Broncos do it every game pretty much this season where they're not super flashy on offense. Defense kind of keeps them in the game, and offense does just enough to pull out a win. Uh, and we've seen at times where the offense needs to do a little bit more. They do. They've done that to a very high level. It's a very well coached Broncos team. I but yeah, we did see Josh Allen go out and play a really good game against the Jaguars. They played a really good game, and I mean the Jaguars even beat the Broncos this year, so that adds a
Yeah,
little bit under their belt. It should be a really good game. This is probably my top game of the week. Um, but I am actually going to agree with you and go with the Bills here. I mean, it's
Mm,
partially like, I mean, hey, I've called Bills and Rams this whole season, and might as well stick
you
with it
have,
now.
yeah.
But I think there's a lot going for the Bills. As a six seed, they're a 12-5 six seed. They're not like some cupcake six seed. They're actually,
No.
they're right up there with them, and I think they're gonna give them a good run for their money. It's just gonna be, again, it's a tougher competition. Josh Allen's been here, done that, and I don't think the Broncos are gonna have enough to, get that revenge from last year. But
Hmm.
I expect a really good game. I think the Broncos are still a few pieces away, especially on offense, from being that like truly scary team. And so I think there's going to be a little bit of, it's going to come off as fraudulence. I don't think it's fraud. I don't think they're necessarily a one. I don't think they're going to carry the demeanor of a one seed though. So I'm going to stick with the Bills.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things riding on this game, so we'll see
Absolutely.
who comes out on top. Because honestly, a lot of people are saying the winner of this is going to the Super Bowl. Really,
Yeah.
um, yeah. However, on the flip side, later on Saturday, we have the 49ers visiting the Seahawks
Oh boy.
in a divisional, yeah, in a divisional game, where I don't know. It's not looking pretty for the 49ers. You just lost George Kittle. That defense is already banged up as it is. I know CMC is really good. I know Brock Purdy's pretty decent. However, they can't do everything, unfortunately. That Seahawks team it should be well rested and it should be prepared for an important game like this. Seattle has had this marked on their calendar, obviously, for the last couple of weeks. Once they locked up that one seed, they were like, "We're gonna take we're gonna take whoever we have in the playoffs, and we're gonna run them out of town." So Seattle is really hoping to get back to the Super Bowl really soon. So
Yeah.
um, I have for this game, I have the Seahawks winning. If you can't tell by the way I'm talking. Um, yeah, I think they're just overall the better team, more prepared, more healthy. Unfortunately, Shanahan can only coach so well with a battered unit. Um, if they somehow win this game, then I'm going to be surprised. I'm in for surprises. I just don't think that it's going to be this time. So I have Seattle winning this matchup.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of what you said. The Seahawks, they're coming off of a bye. It's just gonna be, we haven't seen this team exactly do this. We haven't seen Sam Darnold come out and win a playoff game. We haven't seen Mike McDonald actually come out and support, like, as a head coach. We haven't seen him do it. There's a lot of new pieces. The team's been playing really well and they're really scary. And I think just the fact that they're new, I think, is going to be the one thing that's going to be a question mark, because the rest of the way, defense is terrifying the offense. It's hit or miss sometimes where they're not putting up a lot of points, but they have, you know what, the play with the receiving crown in JSN, who's had a spectacular year. Their run game is good. Sam Darnold, again, he's having a good year. 49ers, yeah, you had a win over the Eagles, but it's an Eagles team that couldn't put up more than 6 points in the second half, and just
Yeah,
fired their offensive coordinator. Like, you're
it's not looking
missing
great.
you're missing so many pieces. George Kittle's out, and I mean, statistics show that, like, when they don't have CMC, Purdy, and Kittle, their win percentage drops a lot. Um,
Yeah,
it's going to be tough for the 49ers here on the road. And I'm going to go with the Seahawks because I believe in the rest that they're going to have, and I believe that it's going to be really hard for the 49ers to overcome the defense of the Seahawks. And again, we saw them play 2 weeks ago, and the Seahawks completely smothered the 49ers. And I think without George Kittle, that only gets more difficult. So it'll
yeah.
be the novelty. of the fact that the Seahawks, they just haven't been here in a while, and so this team is very different than a team that has been here and has that experience. So we'll see what how different it looks. But I believe in the Seahawks, at least in this matchup. I will. I have a lot of faith in the Seahawks winning this one.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Saturday alone is pretty eventful, but um, even Sunday is pretty interesting too because now we have the Sunday games going over here right now. We have the Texans and Patriots
I don't.
going at it.
I don't want to.
Um,
I don't want this. I really don't want this game.
I know Will doesn't want this game at all,
I,
so
it was two teams that didn't have like great offensive performances and just smacked teams who couldn't do anything on offense with their defense. And now they have to play each other. And it's like this game might come out to be
yeah,
like 10-6 and the only touchdown comes on defense. It
yeah,
could.
pretty much.
Um yeah, it's just I mean you do have who is likely going to be uh who I think is probably the front runner for MVP in Drake May, and that helps a lot. And that you have a quarterback who has been playing well this year, but he hasn't been to the playoffs before. CJ Stroud has. He's not playing as well. It's just it's both sides are kind of ugly. I think the Texans defense is a lot scarier, but I think the Patriots have a better quarterback right now. I think uh, Drake May has been the better quarterback this year, and so I think there's a lot going in the uh, Patriots' favor, but I will let Josiah make his pick first.
Unfortunately, I do not see the Patriots going far. That Patriots team has been playing really bad teams all year. I'm sorry. Like, sure, Drake May has looked good. I'm not refuting how good he is. I'm saying that he's good. He's not elite. All the Patriots fans are going to come kill me now. Um, and I'm going to stick by that because who did you play this season? Who would you play? I don't know, the Jets twice, the Dolphins twice, and a bunch of other terrible teams. That's what happens when you're a bottom team the previous year. You get stuck with an easy schedule. Um, However, the Texans defense is really good. I think that is the only unit between the 6 units on the field that will actually show up and make some noise. Obviously, special teams from both sides are okay, and they're not amazing, but they're good enough to win you games. Offenses from both sides um, can show some brilliance, and they can show some really interesting play calling abilities. But the Patriots defense is nowhere close to as good as the Texans defense. So I'm riding high on that Texans defense to get them to the championship. So yeah,
Well, I do agree the Texans defense is far superior to the Patriots defense. The Patriots offense is also, in my book, far superior to the Texans offense because the Texans offense is not good. Uh,
oh yeah,
this
we.
game,
I think a lot of people know that.
yeah, it's gonna be back and forth. I think this game is actually going to come down to Drake May versus this Texans defense. I think that is going to decide this. Is he going to
Yeah,
throw it away
he's.
like Aaron Rodgers did, or is it going to be something that he can pick apart and do what he's done
I,
all year and show like that MVP
I don't
caliber?
think he can. I
Uh,
just don't think Drake May does. There's very few teams who have been able to, and I don't think he's going to be one of those quarterbacks who can because this defense is. They're good enough where no matter what you throw at them, they're going to pick up on what you're trying to throw, and they're going to punish you for it. So I mean, you've seen Laster and Petrie with some big hits on the Steelers this last weekend, and then you have previous weeks where they've punished several other players. So I
yeah,
just don't think Drake May is going to do much. He'll
I
probably do enough to make them competitive, but I don't think they're going to win that game.
I'm hoping it's a competitive game. I don't know. like I don't really have a lot of faith either way. Both of these teams feel very similar, and I don't like that one of them has to go to the AFC Championship. Not a fan of it, but one of them does.
Womp womp.
Uh, that being said, I am actually also going to agree with you here and go with the Texans, who just have a little bit more experience in the playoffs. C.J. Stroud does. D'Amico Ryans with this team has more
Hmm.
experience. They
Which
need
is
to work
crazy to
out. Well, they
say.
need to figure out the offense for sure. But if they can get something going, if Christian Kirk can have the game he had, or Woody Marks, put the team on his back, uh, this team will be able to get them to the AFC Championship at least. And so I'm
Hmm.
gonna go with the Texans.
All right.
And there
I'm
is
glad we
one.
both agree on that one. But now we have the final divisional round game. We have the Rams and Bears.
God, I'm hoping for a good one here.
This might be a really good game. I'm hoping it will be because you have the Rams with the high flying offense, with Nakua, Adams, and Stafford. But then you have the Bears at home field advantage. They're coming off a huge high of beating the Packers this last weekend. They're gonna play with house money. Like they're gonna play it like as good as they want to, and I think they're gonna try to go for as far as they can. Obviously, their Super Bowl was last weekend, but I think an extra Super Bowl like the real one would be even better.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure because the thing is that I like both teams. It sucks that one of them has to move on, but I'll let you get your piece in before we make our final picks here.
I will say like it feels like one of those. Just it's gonna be a fun game to watch. It's gonna be one of those in the cold, kind
Hmm.
of like Eagles Rams last year. Something that might come
Yeah,
down to the wire. And Bears have done a great job of playing games at least close. Um, they like so many other games they've put down to the wire, and a few of them they've come up short, but they've been really good at these fourth quarter comebacks. Rams are a really good team at jumping out to early leads though, so this is going to be something like this might be a repeat of last week where Rams jump out to a lead and try and hold it. Stafford, if he can keep the turnovers in control, I think that's kind of where the Bears thrive. And if they can't turn them over, they're going to have a lot of advantages. But it's going to be interesting to see if the Rams can contain Caleb Williams in the offense. That has also been really good this year. So I'm hoping for this to be a fun matchup. This is the other one that I'm like this is my only other contender for game of the week, just because again you get it in Chicago, and it's just got that feel of you know a fun like a really fun game, potentially snow game. I think is potentially in the cards for these guys, but I'm excited for
yeah.
this
It's
one.
gonna be a cold game. It's
That's
gonna
for
at least
sure.
be a cold game. Yes, I saw the weather for that game. It does not look ideal for any team that's not in the Northeast or in the North.
Yeah.
So, um, but making my pick, I know Will has his Bills Rams Super Bowl, but honestly, I kind of like the idea of the Bears going farther. I'm gonna stick with the Bears. I think because of the high that they had this last week, they're gonna, perform, you know, up to competition, and they're gonna play with house money. The Bears in general, they still have some flaws, like playing a full game of football. That would be nice, but obviously the comeback kids don't need a full game or yeah, a full game to actually play a full game of football. They just need the first quarter and the fourth quarter apparently. Um, yeah, so I'm curious to see how this all goes. So
Yeah. Um, I will say on the Bears half of things, they again played a really good game last week. They had their Super Bowl last week. I think that with that win, they've kind of just got what they got. Now they're playing with house money. We've seen teams playing with house money do really well, but I just don't see. Uh, I don't see this being. I feel like there's just going to be such a decline in like wanting it more as like you already got your Super Bowl. So I I find it a lot easier for them to come up flat. Also, again, you had to make a comeback against the Packers last week. The Packers are not the Rams, and
No.
I find it really hard for the Bears to. I can see them crawling back and making it closer, but I don't think they're going to be able to overtake the Rams. So I'm going to stick with the Rams and keep the dream of the Bills Rams Super Bowl alive.
That's fair.
We'll see
That is
if
fair.
if we get closer week by week, but if we manage to get it, I'm gonna go crazy. But I mean,
We'll go crazy.
don't forget, we still have the chance of even getting a 49ers home game Super Bowl. That is still a slight possibility.
Yeah, but they have to go through hell to get through it.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna have to play
um,
Seahawks and then winner Bears Rams. It's gonna be tough for them, but
mhm.
oh god, it's about that time, and it still doesn't feel like any of this is real because none of these teams are. I mean, you got a few like the Bills, Seahawks, and Rams that are like, yeah,
Good
Bills and
teams.
Rams, Bills and Rams that are like, yeah, I could see them being in the conference championships. The other ones is like, you sure? Are you sure?
That's just kind of how this year is. We don't know who's going to be it.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's been a year, um, so I'm excited to come back and
mhm.
make our guesses this time next week, and
Oh
also
yeah.
just recap all of this because it's been a year and this is one of the more exciting playoffs. It's also one of the most unbiased ones because I don't have to worry about my team and their road to the playoffs. I just get to watch and
Yeah.
pay
You just get to root for the
sit in misery while I
team you
watch
hate the
teams.
least.
Yeah, well, the team I hate the most is already out, so now I have to find a new team to root against. And that'll be the Texans.
Patriots. Oh, okay, Texans.
Uh, but yeah, it's been really fun. I'm really looking forward to this one. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this week's episode of preview of the divisional round of the playoffs. It's been a year. I'm loving it. Ba da ba ba ba, I guess. And
Yep.
we will see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.